Chapter 9, Freshman Year, page 27. There were two destinations for us students to go and hang out on the weekends: the mall uptown and the city center. The public bus routes would take us there if we went to the local grocery store or Kmart. Taking the city bus was a new and great way to get somewhere without your own vehicle. We are far from home, far from places you can only get to on your own 2 feet. Living on village time my whole life, we could not seem to catch the last bus of the day. So you either pull together your dough and cab it or walk. We always came to the same conclusion: save my money and walk. Walking back from the uptown mall is a shorter walk than from the city center by a long shot. The hike back to campus from the mall was on a straightaway until you hit the local grocery store. Traffic and the smell of exhaust was new to us. Most of the time we hit the back roads and took our time. Near the campus there was a playground. We would hang out and rest for the final trek to campus. This had some swings and benches to rest on if we were quiet. When we were hiking back to campus from the city center, the route we always took was the railroad tracks. They went right past the old campus. I had seen trains on television and heard them from campus, but never actually seen one on the rails. Wow! When we heard a train coming, we would all check to see what kind of coins we had to smush on the tracks. Not too many though, because you can't spend smushed coins. We would spend the next half hour looking for our treasures you couldn't spend. On our way again, with our smushed coins, we come across the old school cemetery. We went to look at the names on the headstones and found one that had written on it, Davy Crockett. No fooling, saw it with my own eyes. We'd always say a prayer and be on our way. Next came a bridge, not a very long one. A train could come at any time and force us to jump or run. No train ever came at the right time. How rude. Leaving behind the train tracks, come the old campus. The only buildings left were part of the clinic and the old cookhouse. My dad had gone to school here when these buildings were in use. Ancient. I had heard many stories of students seeing sets of eyes in there at night. Of course, I got a group together to go see these buildings the next weekend. At night, when you get closer to the old campus, and gets quiet and eerie feeling. It almost feels like going back in time. Your imagination leads you to old Indian grounds in an abandoned area. First question: why is it abandoned by the Indians? Indians just don't abandon good grounds. Second question: why the heck are we out here at the corner of the campus with bad lighting? So we get closer to the building we seen in the daylight a week ago, and it does not look the same. Shadows are cast and windows are blackened with darkness. We went left to circle the creepy-looking old clinic and came across a break in the fence. Third question was seen across all our faces: do we dare go inside the perimeter? One of the girls stated she was too scared to go in and too scared to wait for us to explore. Some continued along the outside of the fence and kept an eye on the blackened windows. When we got out to the corner of the fence, one of the guys hollered and said he's seen a set of eyes in the basement between 2 boards. We stopped and looked when we saw them too. The girls took off running and screamed for the stadium. When the girls screamed, the set of eyes jumped out of the basement and turned into a cat. Oh man, we caught up to the group and had a good laugh. Stray cats. School would continue, and near the end of the year, the school would take us on field trips to the beach, parks, or to one of many different falls. I never heard of May Day until high school. Apparently this is an unofficial holiday to start off the summer of adventure. Our very own gourmet cooks would pack up a wonderful spread for a large picnic. The teachers would participate and play games like softball, egg toss, and horseshoe. One year we headed to some beautiful falls. They had 7 different falls, several huge picnic areas, and a lake to float boats. So we get there and check out to see what we wanted to do first. We had come up around this corner that led to the lake and came across this Russian family that offered us wine. No. Are you crazy? Is what we thought. In a minute, about 300 Indians are going to come around that corner to see this Russian family. This being the first time at the falls, we headed to hike around the biggest fall there. The trail had gone under the fall and you could feel the spray on your face. We'd gone the wrong way and had to hike back up the steepest part of the falls. Summer break, no more books. The first summer break I spent in Red River. The second day I went to check the mail and one of the locals asked, now that I knew what's out there, what do I think of Red River? It feels like I'm in a box with no sides. This summer, Dad had decided we should have our own raft to go fishing. If we told where we were going, we could set sail. It was made of wood, weighed 200 pounds, and was square, like a floating box. My younger brother, Victor, my cousin, and I spent the summer buffing up our arms. Yeah, we were tough at the end of that summer. I love fish and salmon berries. We're always busy. We had the fisherman's tan, brown from the wrist down and the neck up. Nothing too interesting happened that summer. Fall came and time to head back to school. Traveling was so much fun. The weather is so unpredictable in the fall, so we headed to town a couple of days before our scheduled flight. I would stay with family, then off to the big city. This year I was staying at my Aunt Stephanie's with my sister Holly until it was time for us to travel back to school. Holly had given me these directions to my Aunt Stephanie's house. Walk like you're going to Safeway. Stay on the road till just past it. You will see a big brown house. Go left down that street till you hit the road that goes right. Then take that right until you get to the trailer number 2. I will be outside waiting. I'm like, what? I was on a public phone downtown. She gets mad and says, start walking now. Okay. Walking and walking, I see this big brown house. Yes. Left, then right, and I'll be at my aunt's house. My sister was sitting on the steps when I got there. Whew. I did not get lost. A couple of days of good cooking, good company, and lots of cribbage and partners happening. I love my family. So over my high school career, I got to see a lot of family that I normally didn't get to see.